The Rams. Les Snead is underrated. Did you like that tweet I put out there? You did, Greg. Les Snead is completely underrated in the National Football League. And I kind of like that. He kind of plays in the shadows. I don't think he wants people to know who he is or be famous or be on ESPN. I think he just wants to build good football teams. And he's really smart at how he goes about his business. So when he said the day before or 2 days before, he's about to be aggressive, and there may be an all-pro somebody secondary out there, he had this in mind.
Sure.
And another thing, Jimmy Lake is now the passing game coordinator defense. This is another one. This guy is connected to him. I think he coached him at UW.
Washington. Yeah.
Jimmy Lake is also responsible for Nate Landman.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first guy that brought Nate Landman up to this staff, so he can identify talent. Going out and getting it, I thought was great. It's a great fit. It's going to help your pass rush. It kind of eliminates the need, I guess, a little bit for going out and paying for or overpaying for edge guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you get just a little more coverage in the back end, you've already got the pass rush. It's already here. I thought this was a fantastic move.
Yeah, I liked it too. You said this during Super Crosstalk, but I think it's worth going over again because I think the natural instinct when you pick up a corner, right? Like you'd love to get Jalen Ramsey every year, right? Like a guy but Jalen Ramsey's probably going to end up in the Hall of Fame. He's that good of a player and Jalen Ramsey might be the guy that can cover A.J. Brown because Jalen Ramsey's big like A.J. Brown. He's strong like A.J. Brown. He's fast like A.J. Brown. But I like how you put it that nobody covers A.J. Brown or Justin Jefferson or JSN. Those guys are going to, or Puka Nacua. Like those guys are going to get open. But it's that next tier down. If we can really eliminate or drastically reduce the amount of impact that next tier, that A-plus tier is A-plus for a reason.
Right.
They're going to get open no matter what. But that next tier down, if we can really reduce the damage that those guys are doing, never mind the B and C tier guys, but if we can just mitigate some of that A-tier stuff, that's more than good enough.
Absolutely. Is it Jawan Jennings?
Yeah.
Fran?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Second, you got him.
Yep.
Wilson from Arizona.
Yep.
You got him. There you go. Kendrick Bourne. We won't have to say that anymore.
Right.
For the most part. That's what you're getting out of this guy. And he'll do battle with A.J. Brown.
Yeah, at least got to
He'll
fight
give
a chance.
as good as he gets.
Yeah.
And he's young. That's the thing. It's a great move. And it's just money, man. And it's a few picks. It's a first rounder, but you'd probably pick a kid to grow into this anyway. And then the late round picks, okay.
The late round picks, let's kind of go point by point here because I think there's a lot here. Let's start with the money. And I agree with you. Part of acquiring him is the reason I think he was available is the Chiefs didn't want to pay him. Right. So you bring him in there. He's going to be expensive, but that doesn't really scare me off that much. Good players cost a lot of money. Okay, no big deal. The picks, I think, the first round pick, if you drafted the player we're talking about, right? If you drafted Trent McDuffie and you got him in the first round, you'd be thrilled. There's no variable here. We got Trent McDuffie. So you have a first round quality player. He's a former All-Pro. Check that box. We're good there. The late round picks, I think, is where it gets a little more interesting. And I'm not saying I wouldn't have done it. I like the deal, and I'm glad that they did it. The Rams have really been good in those late rounds with those picks. They found a lot of Kyron Williams was a late round pick. Puka Nacua was a late round pick. They found, Kobe Turner, Byron Young. These guys are not taken, really super high in the draft. They're taken in the middle to the back end of the draft. And that they've had so much success there. Having fewer opportunities to get big players in those spots is the one part that went, ooh, that really is a big, that is a big swing.
Now, here's what I think. 5, 6, 7, and then undrafted sometimes are the same guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're going to lose picks, you lose picks, but you can make that up in the undrafted rookie free agent pool, and they're really good at that.
Yeah,
finding those
they are.
Yeah, and drafting and developing and just bringing guys in. So if you have to, I guess, give up those picks for him, take it in a heartbeat. Everybody on this team is happier. This is a great day right now to have McDuffie on your football team. And he
totally
should be happy. You're coming out west. You get to play in L.A., You get to play
home.
Right. You get to play with well, you've already had a team that can score.
Yeah.
With a young ascending defense?
No.
Versus coming from a team that couldn't rush the passer, you should be happy. Pleased as punch to come here.
He's in a really good spot. He said, I guess he was at a school, kind of show and tell situation back in Kansas City. They asked if you weren't going to be a Chief, where'd you want to go? And he kind of went, well, you gave me a little trouble here. He actually said the Rams. This is the beginning of last season.
Bosco kid, yeah.
Yeah, this is a local guy coming back, so I think that's really good too. I think what this deal also kind of represents is the Rams realizing they're in a similar situation to they were back in 2021, which is, you know what, go for it. Whatever's waiting for us down the line, we'll deal with it down the line. We're going to go now. That the pieces are in place now. We talked about the Philly loss 2 years ago. We've talked about the Seattle loss last year. And who knows how this is going to play out this upcoming year. But they've been really good at identifying those moments where it's like, hey, now. Go now. F them picks, all in, Von Miller, all of this stuff. OBJ, all of these plays. Bring Eric Weddle back. All of these things. Do it now. Last time they did this, it hit. It's no guarantee, but I like that they're thinking like that again because they must sense that and I think we all know they're close, but they must think they're incredibly close because they really did pay a high price to bring this player in.
Well, you're on the clock with Stafford.
I mean,
exactly. This is what makes you elite. So, yeah, you got to get this done now. And, this will be another thing for Les Snead. He's gone from F them picks. They kind of jump-started or leapfrogged over the rebuilding process.
With late picks, though. Mostly with later picks.
Late picks.
Yeah.
And if you can do this again, because I still think you need to get your quarterback of the future.
Probably.
That is still undetermined because we don't know what Garoppolo's going to do. McVay wants him back. And if you're Arizona, not to sidetrack, why not just stay with Brissett? If you need a bridge QB, he's already there. You know him, and he played pretty good for you. I don't think there's much difference between him and.
But if you're LaFleur, wouldn't you want your own guy, like a guy that you know, guy that I know? Like I don't know Jacoby Brissett. I'm sure he's a great guy, but I know Jimmy Garoppolo. Come on in.
That's a good point. That would help. You can hit the ground running. I get that. If you're Garoppolo, do you want to go get beat up or do you want to make money?
Yeah.
DeMarco, you're talking a lot about Les Snead, and you started this off by saying that he's underrated, but then you went on to say about all the things that he's done over the last, 6-7 years about what he's done to help this team out. What do you consider underrated? Because that, to me, this seems like he's properly rated. Like he is very, very good at his job. I think he's just really good and not underrated at all.
I think he's underrated. I guess unheralded is a better way of saying it, because every time we talk about windows in relation to the LA Rams, first it was the Aaron Donald window. Now it's the Matthew Stafford window. And then on this show, we'll remind you it's really the McVay window. Oh, I forgot. There's another part of that McVay window. Les Snead, that's building the football team.
I think he likes it like that.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I mean.
And he keeps building it, but he keeps building it over and over again. When he needs to say F them picks, he says F them picks.
But when they win,
yes, exactly, in different ways, into where he comes in. And okay, I'm going to go get some big names. Okay, we don't want big names. Let's go back into the draft, and we'll just be great in the draft.
But when the Rams,
he's really, really good at this.
But when they have success, when they win, we're talking about two people:
McVay and Stafford.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you can
you're right.
And to bring up Philadelphia for a minute, Howie Roseman is front and center. He wants you to know I'm the guy.
I think that's the difference.
Right.
I think that if Les Snead wanted to be a famous GM, he could be.
That's what I'm saying.
He just it's not something that is on his to-do list.
So for most people, if they don't see you, they don't know you. That's what I meant, Greg. Les Snead is underrated. People just don't see him, and I agree with you. That's the way he wants it. That's what makes it work, to be honest.
Yeah. It's a lot of moving parts, and some of them are very comfortable being forward-facing, and some of them don't necessarily need it.
The one trade alone, sending Goff there and getting Stafford here.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and it worked.
And by the way, it worked, period.
Yeah.
New sentence. It's still working.
It's still working. That's what I'm saying.
It's still working, and they're still picking fruit off of the Stafford tree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Think of how many blockbuster trades happen a year that don't work out for whatever reason.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Momo is going to be in for John today. The Rams have officially acquired cornerback Trent McDuffie from the Kansas City Chiefs, who as recently as yesterday said this.
If I could play for another team, I'd probably want to play close to my family. So that'd probably be the LA Rams, so that my family can come see every single game.
Wishes do come true. He is our brand new cornerback. I went through and I subscribed to Pro Football Focus, which is unbelievably expensive, just for moments like this. He is graded out as the 11th best cornerback in the league right now.
Okay.
A huge improvement over who we were running with. Now, the Rams did give up a lot. They gave up their first-round pick this year, the number 29 pick. They kept number 13. A fifth-round pick and a sixth-round pick for this year. and next year's 2027 third-round pick. So it was a haul, but he's a two-time Pro Bowler, and he's
25.
Right? He's got 1 year left on his deal, so the Rams would have to consider an extension at some point here.
Which I think they should. I mean, if you're going to spend a first-round draft pick on somebody, I would assume you think they're going to be here longer than this year.
Yep.
So I hope that they do extend him. He's locked up. He's a local kid. He went to St. John's Bosco.
Yep.
And I think that this is a fantastic pickup for the Rams. I think this is exactly what they need. It gives them versatility in that cornerback and their biggest weakness. The only issue I find is it is an expensive pickup. It's a first-round draft pick, and it's some depth pieces because we've seen that the Rams with their 5th and 6th round picks have been able to get depth pieces for their offense or, a 5th round pick turned into Puka Nacua.
Right.
So they are very good at drafting later in the rounds, and so it takes that away from this year. They will have less new players come to the Rams this year that are from the draft.
From the draft, exactly. And, here's the thing. They had two options. You could have gone in at number 13 or number 29 and said, we're going to take a flyer. I won't say take a flyer, but we're going to make a bet on this kid from Tennessee. There are two Tennessee cornerbacks who are conceivably first-round picks.
Which doesn't mean they can't take them at 13.
Correct.
Just
they
means
could
that
load up.
They wouldn't have that 29th round pick. And, everyone's reminded of the F them picks era,
F them picks,
which turned into a Super Bowl, and then they but I think people forget that when they F them picks, they had them picks.
There you go.
They had to nail everything else. They had to nail the rest of their picks, and they, on a majority, have. And the first time they've drafted in the first round with Sean McVay was Jared Verse, and I would say that's pretty much nailed. He had a worse second year than he did at first.
I would say that's nailed. I still believe in that pick.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yep, and had a little bit of a sophomore slump, but I still have high hopes for Jared Verse.
And a sophomore slump against his own, record.
Right.
It's like he maybe wasn't as dominant as he was his first year, but I think that they have done such a good job at getting their depth together that's the only thing I worry about here is that you're trading away these 3 picks that are pretty valuable.
Here's what Mina Kimes says about the trade. The Rams have addressed their most glaring need and hold on to pick 13. McDuffie lets them play more man, his elite tackling ability, and brings inside-out versatility. Guessing he plays mostly outside for them, but kicks in situationally. This is what they need. Last year we saw guys like Emmanuel Forbes and Akila Witherspoon struggle. This year they are – this guy is a legit 2-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. I think it is an unbelievable acquisition for the Rams. Emily's right. They did give up a whole bunch of stuff, including the depth in this year's draft, the 5th-round pick and the 6th-round pick, in addition to number 29. But I like the move for the Rams.
They still have a pick. They still have a really good first round pick.
They still have the 13, yeah.
Like, why they have one really good one.
Right.
So, I don't know. You don't need 4 or 5 of them. They had a team that was arguably the second best team in football last year.
This far away.
An inch or two.
One pretend 2-point conversion
or even,
away.
I still go back to the regular season game.
Me too.
I think it's the regular season game.
It was the 2-point conversion in the regular season game.
It really was.
I
know there was a whole NFC Championship game. But I still feel like it was
Congratulations, Zach Charbonneau, but you didn't do anything but pick up the damn football. And by the way, and that shifts the entire dynamic to a home game for the Rams as opposed to being at Seattle.
Also calls into it will the Rams do anything else with that first-round pick? Do you think that if you had to, Mason Momo, right now, put money that you cared about onto whether or not the Rams will draft at 13
I care about all
or trade away at 13, what would you put it on?
I think they are going to use the pick. I think they are going to spend this pick for real to draft. Yes.
Okay.
And there are players.
Max Crosby.
Right. You could go into it and look at Max Crosby with the 1st-round pick. Although a reasonable facsimile of Max Crosby is Trey Hendrickson, and you don't have to give up anything
for him. That's right.
They
cut him.
They did cut him. But I think they're going to use that 13th. And I'll tell you who I really, really want with that 13th pick, and I hope he falls. Makai Lemon. I really want Makai Lemon as a Ram.
Wow.
Oh, so good.
They could use another receiver, yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to fall that much to get to 13. I think people are having him as a top 10 pick potentially, but to get to 13, don't have to fall that far, or the Rams could move up.
Can you imagine another toy for Sean McVay in that offense? Oh, what can
Well,
you do
it would be good also for them to have. I mean, Tutu Atwell, as you said, is probably going to be
He's gone. Yeah, he's
right?
gone. Right.
You know,
So a
so
third wide receiver, absolutely right. But on top of that, if Devontae Adams is going to be a forever, maybe this is your Devontae replacement down the line. Puka Nacua is playing unbelievable football, but the rest of it is kind of a mess. I mean, I hope he, gets in the middle of the fairway at some point, but he's made some mistakes off the field.
it was really just the one big mistake, which led to other mistakes, right?
Well, there's the one big mistake,
which was doing the interview with the streamer,
the anti-Semitic thing. But then
the refs,
there's roaming through the streets,
and then he's dating every social media influencer in LA. Apparently,
oh, I didn't follow that.
There's the video of him being drunk at the Super Bowl in the street, getting into a car. So there's stuff out there. Now, I still believe Puka Nacua is absolutely amazing.
Well, he's just going through it right now,
and he's learning. He's growing up, and it's hard, I'm sure, to grow up under the spotlight like he is.
I just want to mention one more thing about Trent McDuffie that is great about him is that he has a lot of playoff experience as a young player. He has 10 playoff starts at the age of 25 because he was with those Chiefs teams that went to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. In those 2 years, he was an All-Pro in those 2 years. So it's not just that he is this good, but he can be some leadership for the defense, especially a younger defense.
Yes. I am enthusiastic about it.
I mean, I don't think he cost that much. Was it $14 million?
Oh, no, you're talking about money. I'm talking about in terms of picks. That's a part of it.
Yeah.
They gave up a bunch.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I think
and he will have to be extended because he's going into the last year of his contract.
Right.
I mean, they don't have to extend him. They could let this play out. I believe they could franchise tag him if they wanted to.
But that's why Kansas City wanted
exactly.
to.
They wanted to get out of him because they wanted to get more space for themselves. They also just let go of one of their offensive linemen this morning. They're clearing out space. Potentially this year is a rebuild year.
Right.